Joe, you look very nervous.
I'm not nervous.
You look very nervous, Joe.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not nervous at all.
Okay, we're live on Facebook as we speak. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. Hi,
just
Facebook.
I just want you to know you look even different. I know they're
Why?
probably looking for my co-host tonight and thinking, you know, that it's you.
I look better?
So, if you look better,
Yeah.
it's not for me to compliment you, Joe. I don't want to compliment you because that could be taken the wrong way.
Okay.
No, I don't want to be the one to compliment you. I don't want people to say that I'm complimenting you. That may come off a little the wrong way. So I don't want to do that. Compliments today is not always good.
Okay.
Good evening, Kevin. How are you?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear. Can you see Joe the barber?
Yes, I can see him.
What's
Okay.
up, Kevin?
How you doing, sir?
All right.
Probably a long time nobody call him sir, so don't scare him, because he might be there now thinking, well, he being approved to be called sir. So Joe, we are live. I don't know if you can see it on your page that
On the check?
yes, you can check because I don't know if you're single. I don't know if you're looking. Can't say nothing about you with that. So I don't want the girls to come and see you looking fresh tonight and think they can, come here tonight and get all up in your business if Joe is single and why Joe looks so nice tonight and can't run them jokes anymore. All right, so
Okay, okay, okay.
I don't know if you can see it, but you can let me know. And in the meantime, I will just
See it.
Okay.
okay, I guess you
Mm-hmm.
And in the
remember to turn
meantime,
your
Yep.
turn it down. Hi Josephine Kelly, how are you? Hi gentlemen, welcome back, Mr. Joe. Josephine, don't welcome him back so quick because he might think that he's back. And I did fire him, so I just want everybody to know that. Okay, let me see if I can add this.
Still, though I'm bruised in the battle, I stand still and continue to fight. Oh, still, though my burdens are heavy, I stand still, 'cause I know holds my life. So I'm asking you, Father, keep me closer, keep me safe.
Hello,
In this
Ryan.
perilous time. Yes, I'm asking you, Father, please protect me. Let my will be lost in thine. Still, though my trials get harder, I stand still, 'cause I have faith in God. Oh, yes, still, though I feel like I'm falling, in spite I stand still, and I push on and on. So I'm asking you, Father, keep me closer, keep me safe in this perilous time. Yes, I'm asking you, Father, please protect me. Let my will be lost in thine.
Thank you so much, Y Young. Thank you so much. Beautiful song. Yes, The Flame. And we're here tonight. And as someone said, welcome back to Joe. I don't know what that means, Josephine, but I guess somebody's saying they miss Joe. I hope that's not the message you're sending, because I'm telling you, with the issues I had to deal with Joe, I had to fire him. I literally did fire him, but tonight he trying to make a comeback. But if the majority of people say take him back, then we'll go back to 93.5 FM radio and do our thing. But in the meantime, we are here. We'll be back in studio, and remember to tune in and pay attention to Radio 1 in the Virgin Islands, and that's where you will find me. And there is so much going on there on Radio 1. If you think about talk shows, those people love talk shows. So Radio 1, big up yourself in the Virgin Islands. And we're here now. It's all about New York Joe, the one and only. He look a little different tonight. I don't know if it's the ladies, is somebody massaging him down. He looked like he made birthday the other day. I don't know if he looking younger, but he's drinking something. Don't know if he's going to share that, but something going on with Joe. As the men get a little older and the ladies doing the butt, they're doing the breasts, they're doing the hips, the eyelashes, all the way up to the rim of the head. I don't know. I don't want to talk about.
Why you not talking about here?
Well, I was just about to say I mean, the hair. I don't know, boy. The hair is all the way down to the butt. When they sit down, they're sitting on the hair.
So what's the difference if here? What's the difference if here long or short? It's still fake.
Well, all I'm saying, the eyelash sometimes, some of you, why young, I don't know, but some of the eyelashes, them just getting a little out of control. I don't know. I see a lady today, she was trying to wipe her eye, but it seems like she had to fight with the eyelash, and she just probably just ignore it, but she just couldn't do it in the public. So ladies out there, big up yourself who can do it. I was trying to do it myself, but is not working. But we are here tonight. We're going to go into a discussion, and we welcome Kevin back. Kevin was with me on the last show, and oh man, upper life, Kevin, welcome back. And meet Joe the barber. He is New York Joe. He's Joe the barber. He say he's the lady's choice and all these great thing about him. So I don't know. Some lady have him looking different right now. I don't know if that's a fish tank in the back. But when you see a man have in lights flashing at night, is something behind that. Yeah, Joe, if you didn't know, when you see a man is in love and light flashing in his background, that is to stimulate his self.
I don't know about all that, Avril. I don't know about all that.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you. Gonzalez Taylor, how you doing, Judge? How you doing? I just wanted you to know. So in case you didn't know why lights flashing in your back, if she's the one that did it, she's setting you up. She's setting you up, Joe. Tell that lady who put that lights back there, she's setting you up. But tonight we ain't here to talk about New York Joe and who is setting him up, because I don't really care. I want somebody to set him up, hook him up, and lock him down. All right. So since we're here, good to hear from you, Judge. Good to hear from you. I just want to talk tonight. We're going to have a deep discussion about this. Yodera, I know you could tap in and probably could understand some of this, but we're going to be talking about this stop and frisk that they're bringing back. And Joe seemed to have a serious issue with it. I don't know how Kevin feel about it. I don't know if it's really going to help us. To some degree, I feel that it can be a lifesaver for many, but I want to hear, I like the men lead. So we're going to hear from Joe tonight. Welcome back to the Avril Show. Joe, you disappeared since we're not up in the radio studio, and I don't know why, but the ladies are here, the men are here, and they say it's time for you to get back into doing what you used to do. But I told them when a man is in love, he puts everything else aside. So it could be love that got a hold on you. But for right now, I'm not talking your business on this show. Let's talk about the stop and frisk, Joe. I want to hear how you feel about it. And for those who are out there in the political world, we're coming tonight. We're going to talk about everything from politics down to the tricks. We're here tonight. This is the Avril Show. Joe, take the floor.
Take the floor. Stop and frisk. I'm totally in support of stop and frisk. Okay. Now, I see Black Lives Matters on TV meeting with the incoming mayor and the Black Lives Matters leaders in New York City, and they are totally against it. and they're fighting it. But I don't support them fighting it simply because it's not like police killing us. I think it's we killing we. You understand? Because if you look at the statistics, you see more blacks killing blacks than police killing blacks. So therefore, Black Lives Matter should pay more attention than blacks killing black than police killing blacks. Because let me just say this: I got up one morning, I turned on my TV to a preacher that was preaching, and he said that every day, thousands of 747 and jumbo jets go up in the sky, and they come back down safely. But if one drop out the sky, it make big news. The moral of the story is, when a cop kills somebody black, unarmed black man, it make big news, and it seems as though cops are killing nothing but black folks. But then when we kill each other, it seems to be the norm. So somebody have to attack us killing us. You understand? So if you take for the police to stop and frisk us, I'm all for it. Because there's too many guns on the street. I mean, how many police kill blacks in the year 2021? You understand? How many blacks kill blacks? We have, for the year 2021, we have 355 murders so far in New York City. Shouldn't we be more concerned about that than police killing black folks? You know,
I agree with that.
for some reason, we think that when the stop and frisk cops comes out, I'm not saying in support of them killing unarmed black men. I'm not in support of that. But what I'm saying, I think that we should focus on the knucklehead blacks out there that are firing their guns, killing 1-year-old kids, innocent people. They're not shooting straight. They're not shooting the person they want to shoot. If for some reason it's always an innocent black getting killed. So I think that needs to be attacked, and I'm all for the cops coming out back on the street with this stop and frisk and just take guns off of these knucklehead young black guys.
Let me hear from you, Kevin.
I think I can agree with you to a certain extent. I think they have to go about it better. I think profiling is different. Even though we talk about Black Lives Matter, I think everyone should be treated the same when it comes to that. I mean, they only go to certain hoods, they only target certain people. If that's the case, everyone should be targeted. It should be, everyone should feel comfortable. If that's the case, don't just look for the black guy in the hood. Don't just look for the Spanish guy in the hood. There's other people that's not in hoods that are carrying the same amount of guns that we just don't know about and creating the same kind of crime. So everyone should be targeted. Don't just target certain people, because that's where the stop and frisk, that's where it goes wrong. People feel they're only being targeted certain areas, certain set of people, certain kind of people, certain way we dress, certain way people dress. Now it's like wintertime is coming. Everyone has a hood. So now you mean to tell me every time I wear a hood, I have to worry about being stopped and frisked because I have a hood on? It shouldn't be like that. It should be everyone. If you're going to do it for everyone. If you're not going to do it, don't do it at all. Don't just target a certain area. I know they're saying statistically, stop when they did stop and frisk before, crime was down. I understand that, but just treat everyone the same. That's my whole thing. Because as a felon and as a former criminal, I can understand what a stop and frisk look like. It's the worst thing, but if it's come to the point where a cop feels that a person have a gun on them or get some kind of word the person has a gun on them, then I understand you do your job. But don't just drive up and say, oh, he has a hood or he fits the description of somebody who might have a gun, because that's going to make it worse. Because I'm pretty sure if they stop 60 guys, probably, let's say, for example, 5 got guns. How did you violate the other 55? How did you make a perception to say, let me search these other people because they got a gun or they're in the area where guns was fired? I mean, it works about both ways. It can be good in some ways and it can be bad. Some people target it as bad because they don't feel their right people could just hop out the car and just say, hey, let me search you. Some people feel it's right because there's a lot of guys walking around with guns, a lot of people getting hurt with guns. And I agree, there's senseless killing all around, and something has to happen.
So you feel that it might be a good thing, because how many times you may see a young man walking down the street, and I have seen some media footage of young men with guns shooting, and there's kids involved in the shooting that were just walking on the street. So if the stop and frisk would make a difference, right?
Yeah.
wouldn't it probably have saved so many of those young people that the guns nearly take their life because they were just walking on the street
Yeah.
and nobody know that these young men have a gun? I seen one footage one night of two young men just standing outside. These guys just walk up straight,
That's not
shoot
sure.
them, walk back into the vehicle, and people are in the street. So I'm just asking the question: do we want it? Should we get it? Joe say we should focus more on us killing us. But if the cops pull up on you and you was going to kill somebody, won't that have taken a gun off the street and protect somebody from losing their
Yeah,
life?
it would. It
So
would.
Joe, what's your take on that? Because I've seen them going now into barber shop. They
Mhm.
don't care who is in the barber shop, but if they know their friend is there getting a haircut, they coming into the barber shop.
Yeah, but you see, this is the bottom line. I understand. By stopping somebody black, we might say it's racial profiling. But my thing is this: I don't really care about white statistics. I care about us. You understand? And as much guns as white folks have, they don't kill themselves like we kill we. You understand? Last week Thursday, there was an incident, and I happened to look at the videotape. Right? There was an alarm that somebody pulled a gun. So I went and investigated the entire incident, and I spoke to the guys that was involved. What happened is a guy said, "Come up in a car to say hello to one of his friends." Another one came, and the guy pulled a gun out to shoot the other guy. Apparently, he thought the guy was talking to his baby mama.
Hmm.
Okay? He thought the guy was talking to his baby mama. So he was going to shoot him. So the guy told him, "No, that's not the one trying to talk to your baby mama." What I'm saying is that's senseless.
It is.
All I'm saying is this: we fit the statistics of us shooting each other. I'm saying if you have to stop and frisk me, stop and frisk me. That may save my life. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I support the cops shooting innocent unarmed black men. I'm not supporting that. But something is wrong with us, and that need to be addressed, especially where Black Lives Matter. If you say you're Black Lives Matter's leader, you're concerned about cops killing us. So far for 2021 in New York City, we have 1,531 shooting. 1,531.
Yeah.
98% of it is what blacks and Spanish shooting at each other. 98%. You understand? So I say we fit the description of who shooting who out there. So I'm saying if you want to roll up on black guys, forget about the hood and all that kind of stuff. Roll up on young black guys, frisk him, the guy gonna take him off. That's what I say. I mean, it's sad to say that the guy profile us, but we the one that's doing it. And it's got to stop at some point.
Okay, we're the one that doing it. So what you're saying now, Joe, is that you are for the stop and frisk,
Oh yeah.
and they
Oh, yeah,
should bring
definitely.
it back.
Definitely.
But what about, as Kevin say, the way they go about it? The way they go about it. What about you walking down the street and every black man you see, you stop and frisk them? Are they stopping frisk in the other communities, or it's just the black communities?
Well,
Because
listen,
now you're saying we are the ones with the guns. So it's like you're saying yes, they should only come into our community to do the stop and
I'm
frisk.
saying white folks have more guns than us. White folks carry guns more than us. But do you see white folks killing each other like we kill each other? The answer is no. You understand? When you see somebody white want to shoot somebody, they shoot that particular person. You don't hear a 1-year-old getting killed. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear a pregnant lady getting killed. You don't hear innocent bystander getting killed. You don't hear that kind of stuff. You understand? But we are just pulling trigger, and we don't care where the bullet fly. Now let me explain something to you. One of my friends, I have a guy live across the street. The guy so-called is a gunman. Okay? He got caught up with another guy, and the guy came to his house to shoot him. When the guy was coming out of his door, his front door, the guy have his gun, and the guy aim at him and start a shoot and empty his gun at the guy. Empty his gun. Do you know all the bullets end up in the awning, Avril? Not one bullet went at that guy. All the bullets end up in the awning. You understand? Because
That's
somebody who
crazy.
can't shoot. You
That's
understand?
crazy.
All right. So what I'm saying is when these guys are shooting, sometimes it's not the one that shoot getting shot. It's the innocent bystander. I'm concerned about the kids, the people that's not involved, Why they gotta die? Last year somebody got a kid was in the house, in the bed, and they got shot and killed in the bed. Come on. The guy you're shooting is on the way below the window where the bullet went through. So I'm saying they can't even shoot, take the gun
You make a
from
point.
them. You know, not only that too, a black guy will go and stick up another black person for $2. You can get $800 for the gun on the street. Go sell your gun. I mean, come on.
But who are they going to sell it to, Joe?
Huh?
Who are they going to sell it to?
I'm not supporting selling the gun now, you know. I'm saying if you're going to rob somebody for $2, it doesn't worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not worth it.
But Joe, you may say, good evening, Janice Carty. How are you? Hi, Joe, my classmate. Joe, one of your classmates found you.
Hi, Janice. How you doing?
Don't make you sound like you're as old as Joe now, Janice. But anyway, hear what I'm saying, Joe. What I'm saying to you, Joe, if that young man had to sell his gun, he won't have his gun to go out and do another stick up. He needs his gun because that's his protection. That's his way of watching you and intimidating you to say, hey, give me your money. You understand? Somebody holds up. That's what they need a gun for, even if they're cowards.
But when they say give you money, they don't leave you alive. They shoot you. You take the money and shoot you. That's the problem we have.
Okay, so now they went after our new mayor.
Incoming mayor.
Okay, and they're saying Black Lives Matter. But I'm trying to figure out, the question they keep asking is about the police. But I think Black Lives Matter should start to send a different message, that our life matters, right? And start to talk to the young people, the young Black men that they're talking to, that the guns are not helping them, it's not helping us, it's destroying us. So it making us look like our life don't matter. Every time I see a shooting, some kid life is involved. Some kid life is involved, Joe. You understand? So I'm saying to you, I really don't understand how in God's world we could sit here and talk about Black Lives Matter and the police, and every time we see a shooting is some young man with a gun. All right, Joe. What's your take? Is some young person life going down? We want to send a message out here tonight, whether it's to our DA, our elected officials, our mayor, our Black Lives Matter, until we could come together to speak about Black Lives Matter. We need to stop these lot of protesting and making noise. We all after the police, and our young people's lives are just being ripped apart every day by our very own Black Lives Matters. I'm really lost. Who are they fighting for?
You see, that's my issue. Black Lives Matters. I'm not saying they don't mean us well, but if Black Lives Matter concerned about Black Lives Matter, there's a whole lot of jobs out there. Avril, there's a ton of jobs out there. It's the first time I see, since I live in America, so many places have signs up there hiring. Not only that too, CVS stores are hiring cashiers right now at $17 an hour. $17 an hour, Avril. These people walk around the street not working. They're not working. How about Black Lives Matter going?
They're comfortable.
Huh?
They're comfortable. They're comfortable not working.
Yeah. So Black Lives Matter, how about they go in the community and try to teach some of these folks how to go and look a job, get a job, because $17 an hour is some good money in Avril. That's like $700 or something a week. You understand?
Who are they hiring, Joe? Because I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of them tell you that they're hiring. Go online, and you go online, and these young people applying. And it seems like it boils down to who you know, not what you know.
No.
So a lot, I can tell you about a lot. Okay, I can tell you that I've been looking into that. They go online thing and apply. Okay, and I'm telling you, a lot of young people been saying the same thing. We go online and we apply and they still don't call us.
Let me
So
explain
until
something.
you could show me the
No,
managers or the people who does that, then we can talk.
no.
But there's a lot of young people who want to work to Joe.
Avril, the reason why I say that, I cut the manager for one CVS store here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He brought in somebody to interview, and the person said they want $17 an hour. He said they can't pay that. He called his superior. They said, we need people. If that's what they want, give it to them. So from then, that's what they're paying, $17 an hour for cashier and the training. Okay, they're
That's good.
looking for people.
That's,
Okay,
that's not
they're
bad.
looking for people.
And every place is looking for people, Joe. You go into some of these restaurants, they're looking for servers.
Everywhere. Amazon, UPS.
Everybody is doing it. Okay.
But my concern is, I think if Black Lives Matter focus on, let's say, getting our youths into the job market, it will make a lot of sense than keep them out there on the street, because they think the street is just it. But another thing too, the back in the story I told earlier, the one of the guy that was involved in this guy trying to say he's gonna shoot this guy for his baby mama, this guy got shot back in July. He got shot back in July. You understand? So, I mean, this gun thing is just out of hand. It's ridiculous.
Listen, you just said this. He got shot back in July.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the pattern of shooting, a lot of them is retaliation. What you say, Kevin? A lot
Yeah.
of them is retaliation, because let me tell you something.
Most people
Some
don't. They in their pride. A lot of people. When it all boils down to is pride. Some people, if they get, like, I should say, punked or feel some kind of way, they want to retaliate with just violence instead of try to be, I can't say men or whatever, just people. If people learn how to talk and communicate, most things get worked out. I step on your shoes, I turn around and say sorry. I step on your shoes, don't know I stepped on your shoes. That doesn't mean you get upset and go crazy and think I'm disrespecting you by not saying sorry. I probably didn't know I stepped on your shoes.
That's the word they like to use.
Now you come back and shoot the whole club up because you felt I disrespected you. And all it took was for him to say, hey, bro, you stepped on my shoes. My bad, so I didn't see you. See how simple that is? That right there stopped 2 people from probably getting shot. My bad, I didn't see you, bro. I even not stepped on your shoes. Slap him on the back, give him a pound, keep him moving. That right there, that little line right there, stop this club from getting shot up. Stop this guy from getting slapped. Stop this guy from doing this. Because I've been in a predicament before. I went to a club, accidentally stepped on somebody's shoe, didn't know. He got an attitude. And he got an attitude so vicious that his guys was with him and they got up ready to, and they wanted to fight. Therefore, it didn't went too far already because I didn't know I stepped on the shoe. But he took it such disrespect that it happened, that it was a brawl. It became a brawl that fast.
As you dare say, we have lost respect for our neighbors, for each other. And that is so true. Loretta, good evening to you in St. Paul's. Loretta Franks, good evening to you all the way in St. Kitts. Happy birthday to Alan. And listen to me. We have to learn to look into solutions now, because we're tired of talking about the problems. I remember Joe and I had a show on the radio live in the studio, and Joe was talking about the guns. Who's fighting for us? Every time they talk about guns, I really don't know where anybody can tell me somebody's doing anything about the guns control. I am tired of talking. I am tired of marching. I am tired. I don't have no shoes for protesting and demonstrating and marching over Brooklyn Bridge, because I have been watching a lot of protests. I don't have no shoes anymore. So anybody want to give me a new pair of sneakers to march and protest, feel free to send it. Okay. But I'm going to tell you something here. Good evening, Sophia Reed. How are you, hon? I'm going to tell you something that I see here. I have been watching some things and I said, okay, in the end, my question is, what came out of our march? What came out of our protests and our walking? We go back to being silenced. So I'm asking, where are the solutions to the problems that we are talking about? And the problem is, who is listening to you when you're talking? So when you walk down the road and you're protesting, who's hearing you? Who's
Yeah.
listening to you? So tell me what kind of change you could get out of protest and march and rally when the people that you want to reach is not listening to you or not hearing you. Where do we start? We need some real workers out
Yeah.
here. Everybody says we talk about the communities. Our communities are falling apart day in, day out. I don't see the Bronx anymore. The love I had, yeah, I don't see the Bronx anymore. I don't feel that. I'm not feel like I'm driven anymore. I feel like I've lost it. And I just say, hey, enough is enough. Because I am tired of hearing the talks, but I'm not seeing nothing coming out of it. Joe, we got to take back our communities, and it's we who have to do it. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's too much talking. And I am fed up of it because year after year after year, and then we get a new mayor, and Black Lives Matters already there talking about the police. We understand police have taken lives, and we're not saying that we're not concerned about that. But I'm saying the Black Lives Matters need to come into the real ghetto and stand up
Okay.
with those young men and say, hey, our life matters. Let's talk. Who's doing that? You go to
Yeah,
City Hall. You
that's
go
what
in
we need
this,
to do.
yeah, you go on the street of Manhattan and you in the city and you lock down the city. And we see you on the news saying Black Lives Matter. And the young people is in the parks. They're out there looking for who they're looking for. They ain't even see the news. They ain't even know nothing about what you're talking about.
No,
But
they
Black
don't.
Lives Matters. And everybody wearing a shirt, Black Lives Matters. But have we been heard? Are we being heard? That is the question, Joe. So where do we start? And Kevin, with all that you're doing and all that you know about the street and the prison life and all these things, and many that you have shared with me, they need people like you. They need to invest in your foundation that you're doing to help young men to say, I'm not going in there. That's not for me. They need to hear the real stories. They can't hear it from me. They can't hear it from Sophia Reed. They can't hear it from Joe because we haven't been there. We was not
Right.
there. And we cannot walk. And as you said on the last show, just one night locked up in a prison cell, I could not even remember, if I can think straight, that you locked me in my bathroom and I want to get out and you got me locked in there, that I'm not going to lose my mind. Then you could lock me in prison for 1 year. 1 month seemed like forever. And as you discussed on the last show, we
Yeah.
locked down because of the pandemic and everybody were losing their mind. And we have our house. We could go from the bedroom to the living room to the bathroom to the kitchen. We could have done so much. We cook, we
Exactly.
do everything. Everybody was on Facebook being a chef, being a cook, but we were still complaining. And your man is locked down right now in Oklahoma City
Yep.
from his age of 20. And they're saying, free this man, and they're giving him the death row. And the very man that he killed, the fiance is saying, it's not him. It's not him. But
It's,
all
it's,
they said is, oh, and they have the evidence that is not him, but they say, give him life, give him the death penalty. So could you imagine sitting in prison hearing your life is over? And these young men out here running around with guns and not thinking about that. Who's helping them to understand? Man, we need to open up some places out here and get our young brothers in. You see them on the street and we become fearful. Oh, he look like, yeah, just look at some of the older folks. You know what they say? Look at him. He pants down. Probably have a gun in there. And that poor young man is just his style and fashion. Probably have his education. So you could imagine if you don't teach these young black men to pull up their pants, what's going to happen to them when they bring back the stop and frisk? They're going to be
it's
judged.
like they can't grasp it for some reason. Sometimes I'm thinking, when we have a saying that I wouldn't wish prison on my worst enemy, but sometimes I sit back and I see all the stupidness, because I call it stupidity that people do. Um, they need a night. They need a night to feel what their nights would be like if they chose this life. You understand what I'm saying? Like if we had somebody set up like, okay, if you want to live this life, staying here for a week and see if you can do this for a week and more if you want to live this life, because it don't make no sense. Most people nowadays, I see it, most people just want to be cool and down. The guns and all this, they're not thinking about doing it themselves. They just want to be cool. They just want to be down. They want to be down with a gang. They want to be down with a certain set of people. And it's the people that want to do better and help them do better. All it takes is for them to mess up and makes all of us look bad. If I come home and somebody else come home and I get into a situation, I do something, I make everybody else look bad that's coming home. It shouldn't be like that, but that's how it is. So it's like we have to come together as a people and say, listen, we done did too much. We done did too much negative already. Let's try to do better. I know it's hard, but try.
But let me ask you something, Kevin. Do you think instead of the Stop and Frisk, there was a program, maybe you or Joe will know because I can't remember. It used to be where they take you to visit the prison, the bad guys.
Scared something.
Scared
straight. Yeah. Why can't they bring that back? Because until they slam the door and give these young men 20 years, 25 years for some weed, some drugs, that's the only time they know what prison is like. So why not have them there when they give in trouble and you pick them up, give them 2 nights to spend around the real bad guys who is in prison, who have life, who not coming out, who don't care, to show them what it's going to be like if they come back. What would that be like? Bring back Scared Straight.
They should, because some of these people don't believe that it can happen. And they don't believe that what goes on behind that wall. Like if I tell them somebody something, they believe me because they know me. But if somebody else is telling that story, they're like, nah, they can't do that. They're not doing that. So sometimes it takes another person to tell you something. You might not hear it from me. You might not listen. If I'm talking to my son, he'll listen. Any of my kids, they'll listen to me a little bit. Or to go into depth, they wouldn't mind listening to their friend more than listen to me. But that's how people are. That's how kids are. People are. They like, my mother said, who don't hear or feel. You just have to keep doing it until something happens to you. Then you were like, okay, this is not for me, or I can't do this, or this. We trying to prevent that from all happening altogether. Because some people's not mentally strong and equipped for what they're doing now. What's the next side, the next phase after this? So it's like, all we got to do is keep pushing. Try to do different programs for kids and let them know what could happen, what is happening, what you can do to better your situation. Scared Straight's the perfect thing.
But think they need to bring back.
Don't just go there. That's what they go there and have the guys, the biggest guys in jails, yell at them. Don't do that. That's not going to do nothing. Because truthfully, when I was young, you sent me to a jail. No one's not going to keep yelling. All of a sudden, I'm just going to listen. I go home and listen to my mom for her yelling. She yells just the same. So why am I going here? You can't put hands on me. So the yelling's not going to really scare me. That's me. Other people might get scared. I'm thinking you have to let them know. You can't do things to young people to let them know, because it's you just have to show them. Show them somebody their age that was with them in the street, that's their age, that is getting 20 or 25 years for the stupidity that they're doing now. Like my homeboy, he came into jail, he has 30 years left. And it's crazy because he was selling drugs and everything. And I was talking to him when I was home. When I was 2 years before I came out, he went in and he has 30 years left now. So
30 years.
He was out, 30 left. So it's like you want to steer people from making those decisions. So you have to show them what happens when they make the decisions they're making. You can just pick up the Scared Straight. They pick up anybody from the street and they doing their little thing. No, pick up the guys that you know is doing wrong, or you feel they're doing wrong, and let them see this side. Because most people are just doing it to be cool. A lot of guys are carrying guns to be cool. Their friends are carrying guns, and they get in situations. Most people get shot most people shoot people because they're scared. the bullying and all this and that that's going on, the guns that's coming out for that, the guns that's coming out because their friends have guns, the guns to be in gangs. At one
But
time I was in jail.
mhm.
Sorry. One
Go
time when I
ahead.
was in jail, sorry to cut you off. I used to think they got to make an example sometimes, and some people gonna be like, "Why shouldn't say that?" But they given 5 years for guns. Truthfully, Miss and Joe, no one's learning nothing. 5 years, because out of 5 years you do 3. No one's learning nothing because you go to jail, you fit in with the people. I got 3 years left, this and that. Some people think it's fun. It's all fun and dandy. You give a man 10 years for a gun. 10. This is just my belief now. So I could be wrong. People could be hating me for saying this. You give a man 10 years for a gun, and he's an example. The next man after him is not trying to get caught with a gun. 10 years is way different than 3. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying everybody should get that. Don't get me wrong, because people think, oh, you shouldn't be. I don't feel that way, but look at the crime. Look at the senseless killings. Look at a little girl at home. Look at a little guy, kids in the street. Look at all this. You give from tonight till Christmas, you get the next 20 guys that get caught with a gun, doing something stupid with a gun. 10 years for that gun. January come, watch how that gun crime shut down, because no one's trying to get caught with a gun. That not getting 10 years. 10 years is time. 3 years is really nothing. I don't care what no one say. Oh, that's time. No, it's not. That's nothing. I did 3 years in a hole and came out. That was nothing. 10 years.
What you say making a
It's
lot
something.
of sense. A whole lot of sense.
You see what I'm saying? But I don't want people to think, oh, you're bashing and you're going crazy. I'm just saying, if you sit down and think about it, these people, you catch a guy with a gun, he's about to do something stupid. You don't know what he's about to do, but he got a gun on him. If you made an example out of the next set of guys from now to January 1st and gave every one of them 10 years when they get caught with that gun, because you don't know what they're about to do. The next guys after January 1st, you ain't going to see that much people getting caught with guns. I promise you. No one's trying to do 10 years. 3 years easy.
You see, Joe, we're hearing it here tonight, right?
Yeah.
And why young said Kevin is right. Listen to me. If we can be speaking about this, what happened to the people that make the rules and the laws and all this? What's going on? What am I missing?
You're going to get people that say it's too much time. You're going to get the parents that get first-time offenders that's going to say, oh, he's getting too much time and this and that. And I understand that. I understand the mothers that's saying, my son got caught. He just got caught up. He had a gun. He's young. He this and that. I understand what you're saying, man. No, and I don't see no comments, but I know there's a lady and a female or a woman or a father saying, but this is my son's first time. Why should he get 10 years? And I understand that. But why is your son walking around with a gun?
Thank you. But we see what you say make a lot of sense.
We're not in war. You're not in Iraq. Yeah. You in the city of New York. If you in beef, you in beef. What happened to just beating people up? What happened to just going to somebody's house and pull them out the house and beating them up? Now you want to end someone's life. You're not ready to do this time. I seen the look in these kids' face. You're not ready to do no time. You're not ready to do 20 years. I seen it. You're not ready. So don't act like you're ready now to be cool with your homeboy, because 10 years will show you something. 10 years will put a little hair on your face. All these guys going to jail they're coming back with hair on their face. That'll teach them. But like I said, you're going to always have parents and everybody, and I understand them. Don't think I don't understand them. Because if my son or any of my kids, I got 7 kids, any of my kids get caught first-time offense, I'm going to be devastated. I'm like, why are you giving them 10? I'm going to say that too. Don't get me wrong, but think about it. If you did it, if they in a situation and you stop it from the jump, if they announced it from tonight and said, listen, this is what we're doing, starting this and this date, we giving 10 years for a gun. We don't care if it's your first offense or your 6th offense. You get caught in this story, you get caught in New York City with a gun, any kind, from now on, from this date on, you're getting 10 years. No lawyer gonna beat it, no cop out gonna beat it, nothing's gonna beat it. Watch how the crime rate watch how these guns stop. No one's trying to do 10 years. Trust me, I seen their faces. I seen the tears when the judge is saying 10. I seen their tears. No one's crying with 3 years. I'm sorry. They're lying. No one's crying. 3 years is easy.
Well, Joe, This is the kind of a conversation we need to hear. This is the kind of talk we need to hear. Because I know I have spoken to our district attorney, Darcel Clark, and I've listened to them, and they say they are fed up, and everybody's fed up. And my question is, if we are so fed up, what is the next plan?
Let me address.
And listen, I'm a mother. I'm a mother. Attorney.Hugh Campbell is watching, and I don't know if he can talk or he just writing, but he say we need laws to hold the gun manufacturer and distributors financially liable for gun debts. Congress refuses to pass this legislation. Take the profit out of gun manufacturing and sales, and we will see a big difference. What do you think about that?
That don't make a difference.
No.
Because
wait.
I totally disagree with you. I totally disagree with you.
Hugh, Joe say he totally disagree.
Totally
Let me hear why you disagree, Joe. Go ahead.
I must say something. The guy who pulled that trigger, that's the guy that's responsible. Okay? Now, Avril, you asked a question a while ago. What happened to all these legislators about these laws and stuff like that, right? When these legislators get together to do the gun law, to address gun control and gun law, they attack the legal gun holders, right? I'm going to explain that to you. Every time they go to the table, they change law for legal gun holders, not for the criminal. No.
Exactly.
A legal gun holder right now can get charged if he carry over 7 bullets. So the lawmakers are telling the legal gun holders who own a store, own a business, they want to protect himself, that you must take 7 bullets and hold up 4 guys who have 4 guns with 17 bullets. That's what they're saying. Now, the guy who have the illegal guns do not get charged for over bullets. You understand? So a guy can carry 100 bullets. He don't get charged for that. But the legal gun holder get charged for over 7 bullets, which is stupid.
It makes no sense.
Listen,
no sense.
What Kevin was saying make a lot of sense. You take those illegal gun carriers and you make them do 1 year for every bullet, it'll be something different. But politicians are not listening. They're only good to punish legal gun holders. For example, now they're saying legal gun holders cannot carry home the gun from the business. It must stay in your store. Therefore, when you leave in your store, you're open for those guys to come and rob you. When you're going home, you're open for those guys to rob you. Those guys know the law. You understand? You talk to these politicians about these laws, and they're not hearing you. Attack the criminals, not the legal gun holders. Now, in 2018, the
so who are the criminals? Aren't the criminals the gun holders?
No, I'm talking about legal gun holders and not criminals.
Okay.
Because you cannot be a criminal and have a license for a gun, right? In 2018, the NRA see a surge in blacks becoming members. A whole lot of blacks became members of the NRA in 2018, like a massive increase. Why? Because they're not hearing from the Democratic politicians. Because the Democratic politicians use this gun control for politics. For example, it's only Republicans supposed to be members of the NRA, which is a no-no. All they're saying is, help me protect myself from criminals. They're not doing that. Now you have Safe Act 1, you come up with Safe Act 2. You understand? All it means, if you don't secure your legal gun properly, it's a charge for you again. So a legal gun holder got more charges than an illegal gun holder, which don't make no sense.
And worried about the wrong thing.
Thank you. That's the issue here. When they go to the table, attack the criminals, okay? Not the gun manufacturer, not the legal gun holder, but the criminal who carry that illegal gun doing illegal acts with it.
Right, because as Catherine say, why are you walking around with a gun anyway? You're not in law enforcement. So if you know, as Catherine say, you're not in law enforcement, so why are they walking around with guns shooting people, right? Now, if they can get up and know that they buying this gun because they have plans to kill people, why when they shoot and kill somebody, you are saying they shouldn't get the punishment that they get? They know what they're doing and they know if they do it is wrong. whether it's my son, my nephew, or anyone, you know what you're doing can cost you. So why put yourself in that predicament? And then when you get caught, you're crying that you don't want to go to jail. Bring back straight, scared straight. Bring
Yeah.
it back. Because remember, the young people that is out here, they only hear about prison. They never been in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So if they really go in there and see the reality of your food being pushed under the door, you're sitting in there where is you in a cell, like Kevin said, the size of a bathroom. And the only thing you got is your food pushed under your door and you're locked in there for at least 1 year. Can some of us handle that?
I can't handle a week.
I don't even
Also,
think Joe could handle doing this show without being interrupted. So could you imagine being in a
but,
cell locked down and you're not interrupted by nobody, Joe? You don't see
but
no girl, you don't see no sister, you don't see nobody, you can't get visitors. Joe, could you handle that?
no, I can't. But also,
Okay.
let me bring back to your attention. We have three different jurisdiction. We have local, we have state, we have federal. Okay. The federal government had the law was if you get caught with a gun, you do 10 years. You get caught the second time was 25 years. But Trump just reversed that. When Trump reversed that, a whole lot of guys came out of jail. I know somebody present who came out of jail from that.
Yeah.
Trump reversed it.
Was it a good thing?
Yes, Trump, right before Trump got out of office, he reversed that law. You know, so
But
you
was
don't,
it a good?
They were stacking the guns.
they call it double dipping. Double dipping. Okay? So you don't do 25 years for a second charge going for federal. But the trick is a federal police or federal officer have to hold you with that gun for you to get that charge.
Yeah.
If a state or local police hold you, you get the state and local police charge, which is 5 years mandatory sentence.
5 years, but
And with good behavior, you're out in 3 years. I know,
Right.
I know somebody who got the illegal gun stolen, right? They caught the criminal with it. Okay, the criminal was out in 5 months. This is before they do the this was when it was 1 year mandatory sentence. The criminal was out in 5 months. An illegal gun holder, it took him 2.5 years to get that gun back from the city. So that's what I'm trying to tell you about politicians, right? Going after the legal gun holders and not the criminal. That's not the criminal is on a rampage. You know, so you know, I want to ask this politician to make these laws. You're saying a guy who owns a store must carry a gun with 7 bullets. When one guy come in there with 17 bullets, he gonna count to 7. Once you fire 7 shots, you know you're done. And he's coming right at you to kill you. You understand?
It don't make no sense.
No,
They have it set up. They have it set up
guys
to
coming
where they win.
Yeah, 2 guys coming with gun. That's 34 bullets. How can you hold up 34 bullets with 7 bullets? You understand? I mean, you get the element of surprise hit you when you're shooting up. Of course, you're going to miss at some point. But the parties are telling you you should learn to shoot one to one and 1 to kill. That's what they're telling you, and save 5, which don't make no sense.
Attorney Hugh Campbell, I know you couldn't be here tonight, but you needed to be here to defend this, because we need to speak to the people who need to hear. So with the Black Lives Matter movements, I mean, I'm not telling them what they're doing is wrong and that they're doing something wrong. I'm just saying, just using the word Black Lives Matters to me is like, where is the message going and who is hearing the message and what are they doing? You understand? Because I cannot see, like Kevin Shirt said, upper life. And that's what we need, to upper life. We need life over death. And you have people like a young man like Kevin who have so much knowledge and experience and can tell you, as I always listen to the song Behind These Prison Walls. He can tell you, he can speak to them, they would listen to him. They're not going to listen to Joe. Joe, what do you know about prison? You've never been there.
No. What you see?
You understand? We need people who can talk to them, Joe. We mostly look down on the first offenders. They come out, they don't even feel they have a chance. Where do you want them to go if you're not giving them a second chance? And some of them is just some little nonsense they
Because
went to prison
we
for.
come out and get judged. We come out,
Let me
come out of
just
jail and they judge us. They think because we have a criminal offense or we did something that we can't excel, like prison stunted us so much or whatever. We just that bad that we can't do better.
I don't like
So
the word criminal offense. I'm gonna say
I mean,
why. I
they
I
make it
I,
seem.
I
Go ahead.
don't why I don't like it, Kevin. When you tell somebody I have a criminal offense, but you never shoot a gun, you have no intention to use a gun, you never had a gun, but you went to prison for some drugs, right? And you have a criminal record. I don't like to hear the word criminal record for
Avril,
somebody who went to jail for some drugs.
let me address that, Avril. Years ago, the state had a program, Sabro. The name of the program was Sabro. I used to go there and do 4 hours with the graduating class. They were non-violent offenders. Like what you're talking about right now. Okay. And the state put them through a program where teach them skills, different skills. One of the top skill back in the 90s was cable, because cable just came to the city in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Cable was number one. Yeah, but a whole bunch of skills they were teaching them.
Everybody had cable vision.
Yep, there you go. So they had me going and teach them entrepreneurship. I teach them entrepreneurship in 4 hours. I tell them I teach them in 4 hours what college don't teach them in 4 years, because when I'm done with them, they will own their own business. As they complete this program, the state give you less time. A lot of those people went out to be businessmen until Cablevision went and start doing their own installation, all that kind of stuff, and fire all the contractors. You understand? But the idea, they still had their skills. They had some way of entrepreneurship, and it's a way of getting people off the street.
Yeah.
Those nice politicians cut those programs, so you don't find these young kids have any avenue to go up into again, right? I want to address one more thing again, right? With Hugh Campbell and whole gun manufacturers responsible.
Attorney Hugh Campbell, now they coming at you. Go ahead.
No. Wait, I'm gonna tell you something which is so stupid with these politicians. Avril, if you own a store, somebody came in your store with a bicycle and put it in your store while they're getting service. Somebody come and trip over that bicycle. You, Avril, the store owner, become responsible, not the bicycle manufacturer.
Oh man.
Not the bicycle manufacturer. You, Avril. You understand? I'm saying this to say, every man is responsible for their own action. You pull a trigger, you gotta pay.
Exactly.
I don't care who manufactured that gun. You should have enough sense to know not to pull that trigger. No, a gun is to defend yourself, and you have to face imminent danger to fire a gun. Somebody coming at you, you face imminent danger, you pull a trigger. But the knuckleheads that's going out there and shooting at the enemy, missing them and shooting the 1-year-old baby, I have a problem with that. Punish that guy.
As it should, it's like if I came home and decided to clean my sink or whatever, or some dishes, and I used the bleach rag, and I used the bleach and do it, and the bleach get all over my shirt. What I'm gonna do? Sue the company that made the bleach? Yeah, you know what bleach does. You know what bleach does, and you know if you use bleach loosely, what's gonna happen. So now it would mess up my shirt and my jeans. What I'm gonna do? Call the company and say, "Hey, your bleach messed it up." No. That's the perfect example. You know what bleach does. That's not our fault that you use the bleach what it was intended for, but you know what it does. But you're blaming us because you messed up and did something stupid. Just like with the manufacturers, every time somebody you have these guys in courts for what? They have nothing to do. They've been making guns for years, and there was never a problem. Now all of a sudden it got gun crazy. You worried about the people that's making the guns. That's never gonna stop. So when you see them in court, they just in court. That they're never gonna stop making these guns. It's $1 billion company. They're not gonna stop. What you need to do is stop how people use it. Guns don't shoot themselves.
Punish them.
Stupid people shoot guns.
Punish the illegal gun users, not the legal gun users.
When's the last time you seen some legal guys in the street on the corner of the block in shootouts? No.
You don't see that.
All these shots you're hearing in the street at night and all that, those are not legal guys busting off their guns in the project. Those are not legal guys down the block. Come out, that tape you saw, Avril, those are not legal guys. None of those guys is legal.
And those are the ones they attack when they go to the table.
Those are the ones, and they're not attacking them. They're attacking the guy that say, hey, put this pin with this piece right here, put this clip right here, make it a little more shiny. They're attacking the guys that put them in the box and put them on the shelf. That's like attacking the bottle of bleach because they got on my clothes. It's not going to make any sense. You can't make it make sense. No matter how we put it, that's the last thing. But I promise you, if they raise that time up, these young boys are going to learn that lesson. They're not trying to be locked up somewhere in Cali, but they're from New York. They're not trying to be locked up in New York if they're from Cali. They're not with that time. Like I'm telling you before, people gonna be like, oh, 3 years is not no time. 3 years is nothing.
You know, you said something, Kevin. Joe, there was a time in St. Thomas where you get sentenced, but you gone to Puerto Rico to serve the time. And from the minute you hear you're going to serve the time in Puerto Rico, you feel like your life is over. I feel they need to take them from New York and, as you say, send them to California.
But they go all over.
They go all over now. Don't get me wrong, they go all over, but they're not doing that. 3 years. Once you settle in, once you go to the process is like this. Once you end up going to not the jail, not the prison, the jail, to start working on your time, your plea, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this and that. You done been there 8 months. You get 36 months to 40 months. That's 3.5 years. You done did that. You done did the 6 to 8 months. Now you get to go to the prison, the transfer center and all that. By the time you settle down and you get into your routine, time fly. So you with your friends, them now, your guys, them, this and that. The 3 years is nothing. It's when you get to 5 and realize, box side, I have another 5 left. Then you realize, I can't do this no more. I can't. You know what got me? You know what got me? Really? I left my son. He was by my knees. When I came home, my son was taller than me. You see that right there? That right there hurt. That right there put me in my place. That right there make me, because don't get me wrong, I was the type of guy, you see, when I got the 10 years in, I was still thinking about doing bad. That's me. That's not everybody. That's Miss Lorna's son, me. I was still thinking about the guys that owed me money, the guys that this, the guys that, because that's just my mentality at that time. I never said I was innocent. I am a drugs dealer. I am a hustler. I am a drugs dealer for real. I'm not the guys that just want to be cool and wanted to sell. No, I wanted to sell drugs. So you got to understand my mentality. At 10 years, I still didn't learn my lesson. It's when my son came to see me at 13 years, 12 years in, and I realized me and him the same height. When I left him in the street, I left him at the window. I said, Jeremy, I'll be right back. Daddy gonna get something from the store. He waited at the window for me, and they locked me up. And he been waiting for days. And when I call home, my mother said he's still at the window. He go to the window every day. My daddy coming. He was 4'5". So when I seen him taller than me and my height, I said, yeah, this is not my life. I can't do this. I can't leave this boy again. I can't leave none of my kids again. Like I said, I got 7 kids, 3 girls, 4 boys. I'd be stupid to think that I can go back down that path. You understand what I'm saying? These young men that got the 2-year-old kids, imagine them doing 10, they come home, their son is 12. That's going to crush you. Another guy raising your kid, another guy telling your kid what to do, another guy, even if that don't happen, somebody else you hear your kid get hit. You hear your kid. My daughter got hit by a car when I was in jail. You know how I felt? I couldn't do nothing. I was literally hands tied behind my back. But you see what I'm saying? It takes things like that to put people into place. To put 3 years is nothing. A lot of things happen in a year. 3 years is nothing. If they put some time back of it, then you hear things and things happen. And I'm sorry to say, and like I said, I don't wish time on nobody, but it's senseless. These 8-year-olds, these 6-year-olds, these 10-year-olds getting shot, and all they doing is playing jump rope and running around in the street. Now it's not safe to let your kids out. My mom used to tell me to go outside till the street lights come on and we chilling outside. Now parents don't want to do that no more.
But let me
Telling my
ask you a
mother,
question. It is so funny, Joe, to
Mhm.
hear that somebody served all this time for drugs, but yet somebody with a gun served 3 years and walk out.
You see what happened with drugs? They blame drugs for a lot of the crime. So a lot
mm,
of our people, our local leaders, like we have the community leaders and stuff like that. They're the ones who went to these politicians and asked for that stiff sentence for drug dealers, especially
yeah,
crack. I mean,
yeah,
the mandatory 20-year sentence for crack. When they keep saying Bill Clinton did it when Biden bring it to the
Reagan did
floor.
it.
When Biden bring it to the floor, actually, his black community leaders went to Congress and asked for this stiff sentence. You understand? So the politicians listened to them and they went and put this sentence on these drug dealers. I'm asking these community leaders, Black Lives Matter, do the same thing. Go to your local politicians and Congress and tell them for guns, hit them with a stiff penalty. You understand? But instead, they're busy attacking the legal gun holder. Do you know a legal gun holder cannot even carry his gun in his waistline? He had to carry it in a holster. That's the law, Avril. If they caught you with a legal gun in your waistline, in your waist, it's a charge. But the
Yeah,
illegal gun holder can carry his gun anywhere he wants. No charge for him. These are the little things that we're talking about. The
Well, as
politics.
as chatbot Harley say, education is key and it starts at home.
Mm.
But I understand what he's saying. But Kevin, when you hear that it starts at home, you get it at home. You got it at home.
yeah.
But sometimes
What
the
did
street
it
take you,
stop
Avril.
you? Did
Sometimes
Sometimes the street take you.
it's the street. The street. Sometimes the street take you. And he's right. Sometimes don't get like I told somebody. People always ask, and I hate to when people do that. They always say, "Always from home that happened. Is your house home that?" No, my mother's a 9 to 5 Christian for 30 plus years, so it didn't come from home. The streets took me.
It took you. Mhm.
Well, remember, my family is my family, but I grew up around a bunch of guys I went to school with since I was young. We all wanted to be down. We all wanted to be like the older drugs dealers. That's just how we were at that time. Now, not everybody's like that. But see, people keep thinking everybody's the same. Everyone is different. My train of thought is different from my son's train of thought. My train of thought when I couldn't get no money, when I couldn't get the job, not try harder, turn to selling drugs. My kids, I have a son. He's in Atlanta. His name is Jordan. He never once thought about doing that. If something don't work, he go try something else, another job, find something that he's good at until he get there. Me, I'm not like that. I didn't do that. I don't blame. I don't say, "Oh, I'm super bad." No, truthfully, I'm super smart. But that was my forte. That's what I wanted to do. So the blessing that happened to me with my whole thing is none of my kids chose my life. Everybody's different. The streets took me. So I don't blame my mother, my upbringing. I told you there's only 4 drug dealers in my family. And my family's big. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not the family, it's hanging out outside. We peers, my homeboy doing this and that. I wanted these Jordans. I wanted these sneakers. I wanted to be cool.
Mhm.
So that's what happened. And it happens. And don't get me. I mean, I can't sit here and shift blame on anybody. It's all me. Don't get me wrong. When I first went to jail, I'm blaming this person or my mother. You never beat me enough, and this and that and this. Nah, it's on me. It's on me. I made the decision. I'm a grown man. I'm grown. It's not like I started when I was 8. I'm grown. I handle my situation. In the
How
back of
old
my
were
head, I was
you?
always
How
saying
old were you when you was arrested?
24, 24, 25, something like that.
24,
So I'm
25.
I'm, I'm fully aware of my decision. I started selling when I was like 20, like probably 19, 18, 19, but I was fully aware and I was doing bad before that. My mother kept on saying, "You're going to end up, listening to your ears too hard." You know how I have a Jamaican parent. You're not listening, man. Your ears too hard. Who don't hear feel? Oh, I was getting all that since I was young. So this was as I sat in them cells and was thinking, I used to just laugh because it's like my mother was right. It was so crazy. Now I'm sitting here talking to myself, and she was so right because everything I knew was going to end up this had to happen. And she said it had to happen because if it didn't happen, I'd probably be dead. If I didn't go to jail, there's an 80-90% chance I'd be dead. So jail for me was a blessing. So I'm not going to sit, and that's me. Like I said, it's just me. Some people it's not a blessing for.
It wouldn't be a blessing for me because I think the minute they tell me 2 years, I'm done. Ain't no mental pill, ain't no
Avril,
sleeping
But you
pill.
don't see the blessing when it first happened. It's as you doing it, you thinking, because the guys I was with, some of them died, some of them have happened to this, some of them get shot up. A lot of things happened to the people, the peers I was around. A lot of family members, my eating habits, and I could have died from anything. But just to hear my mother say, I slept good for the first year you was in jail. I said, why? She said, because I knew you was at. All the gunshots I hear every night, I couldn't sleep at night. When they told me you was locked up and you call home, that's the first best sleep I got in years. Because I know for a fact you're in jail. You're somewhere when I know where you at. And I
I'm
just took
telling
it.
you.
I took it and I listened to it. And years I kept on saying, how could she say that? How could she say that? And I understand. I totally understand.
And I'll be very honest with you, knowing your mother, a woman, a powerful praying woman. So you are an example of when people say, oh, probably coming from this family. No, it have nothing to do with your upbringing, because I'm going to tell you, man, as you say, it's the road you chose. Because sometimes I used to look at your mom and I used to wonder, people see her. And if she was to tell them about her son in prison, they look at her like, you have a son in prison? Just like a pastor. The minute they hear pastor, a son found with a gun, a pastor's son, oh my God, he's the son of a pastor. And they think the world is coming to an end. What's wrong? That's a person. Personal life has nothing to do with the man who is his father. Joe could raise all his kids right. I could raise all my kids right. And then they choose their own path. Why everybody come back to, I can't believe it, the dear son? An officer's son. We too much focus on, position and title. They think those are things that save us, and they don't realize it means nothing. It's like hearing an officer going to jail. An officer beat up his woman, but if Joe beat up his girl, they're gonna be like, did you hear Joe beat up his girl? But when they hear an officer, it's like, an officer?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Joe can't beat up no girl. Joe is a ladies' man. You ain't gonna get that from Joe. The ladies probably get love, but they ain't gonna get beat up. What you say about that, Joe?
No, women have one thing over me. They have 3 numbers over me.
What is that?
911. Powerful numbers.
Who get to go in the small cells? Somebody asks. Who get to go in the small cells, Kevin? Is there small and large cells?
No, they're all the same. They're all the same. I mean, for misbehaving, it's all the same size cell. When you go in mediums and penitentiaries, everyone goes in the cells, but it's like you go to the cell from 9 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. Those are the sleeping hours. So everybody go in the cell, they lock your doors, and that's where you go. During the daytime, you're out and about. You go to work. You go to, your job. You go to school. You go out to chow to eat. Go to the rec yard to work out. Now, when you're misbehaving, like for example, when I got caught with the cell phone, they put you in the cell. You stay in the cell. You stay in the cell from January. You go stay in the cell till July. You don't come out the cell. You only come out probably once a day, every other day, to go upstairs for rec. Go outside for a little hour, 45 minutes to an hour. That's it. Every other day.
And
but other than that,
we complain about lockdown, about COVID. Come on now.
All you got to do is go in your bathroom. If you don't believe, you think you man up, you're good enough, go in your bathroom, stay in your bathroom for one whole day, 6 in the morning, 6 at night. Don't come out. That's it. So lay down in your tub. That's where the bed is. Where the tub is at, that's where the bed is. It's set up just the same. Move the tub, that's where your bed, your sink and your toilet, the same place. Take everything off the wall. The wall is gray, and just lay in your tub. You get one book a week, and do what you can.
Jesus have mercy. I'm going to be a good girl all the time. Because if Black life more matters than anything else, it matters to me. We got to come up with a better solution. And to
We do.
all Attorney Hugh Campbell, sorry, but all the elected officials out there, man, you could buy me a pair of sneakers because I really don't have no sneakers left for protesting and marching and demonstrating. We got to find solution, and the solution is here. But we need to put our money where our mouth is. We have people who could help us. These young people, some people don't even have a father. Some of these young boys don't even have father, don't even have guidance. Their mother already gave up. Their mothers have issues. Sometimes the parenting have issues. Sometimes it's the home that they live in. You understand? When I look at the little girl, as my niece was discussing, who they said, oh, she was missing and she was found in Manhattan. And you hear the story behind it, what she was going through in her home, that she got to turn up, oh, she's missing. And then you hear all this garbage behind why she chose to run away. You understand? There is a
Yeah.
lot of issues going on here in families. And we got to focus on solution now and stop this nonsense about protesting and demonstrating. Black life matters. Yeah, what you said, Joe? Okay, Joe.
Listen. I don't like when people blame single mother fathers that day and all that kind of stuff. You know Paul Walters, right? The attorney. You know, his mother. I mean, his father died when they were young. 5 kids. Okay, that lady raised those 5 boys by herself. All 5 have a 4-year college degree and better. All 5 boys have a 4-year college degree and better. So I
But
don't like
Joe,
when people say
Joe,
father's not
you
there.
can't measure. You can't measure. Because the same way as Kevin say, he had a great mother, a praying mother, a Christian mother, but he chose to do what he had to do.
But like I
Right?
said, like he said,
But
this
you
kid,
have,
yeah,
but you have to understand that mother raised those 5 kids, but they already had their mind make up to be whatever they're gonna be. You got to understand that every kid don't have the same mindset. So
Right.
sometimes it's not just parenting alone; it needs to keep a child on the right track.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I don't like when people find excuse when a kid go the other way, like blaming parents. I don't like the idea of blaming parents.
Right.
That,
I understand.
right.
I understand what you're saying, Joe. Every
Mhm.
time somebody if he's doing good, they don't just say, "Oh, it's this and that, this and that." They wait for him to do bad, and then they start saying, "Well, you know, same father there on and in my mother." That don't mean nothing.
Mhm.
I don't. That don't. I don't hear. I hear it. I hear what people saying, but take it from me. That don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, I'm glad you. No, that's not why. You're a grown man. Your mother was not there with you when you picked up the drug and put it down the drug. So don't do the blame and the shift blame because his father's not there. That doesn't have nothing to do with it. I mean, people do that all the time, and I always say to them, "What does that have to do with it? What if your father's there, your father's not there?" I've seen there's so much strong mothers out there, single mothers out there that have their kids on a straight path, strict all the way through, and there's some mothers out there that just don't care. But then you get to the age to make your decision. You get to the age to say, "I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna do bad." That's all. That's all it comes down to. You get to your own. You get your own perspective on life when you get a certain age, and you make that choice to do
Well,
good or do bad. I can't say, "Oh, it's because my father wasn't around. I decided to shoot somebody." That's never gonna hold up to anything.
Mhm.
And then people bring that in court. If you look at court cases, people say that to them. Well, you know, his father wasn't around, Your Honor, and he deteriorated. That don't have that. That's never gonna hold up. How?
we're here tonight, and people, if we learn something, we're learning to know that we're seeking for solutions from some of these problems that we have. And tonight, I'm telling you, we're not just talking to folks on the street, we're talking to experts here. And we just want the help to do what we can do for the lives of young people. Joe have the education, Kevin have the education. I'm here ready to jump in and start to deal with solution. But sometimes your hands are tied. And if politicians, they says, can make these decisions and rules and laws, it's time for us to talk. Enough with the talking, and it's time for us to start to do. We need solutions. We don't need to just keep talking about the problems. So as Joe said, an illegal gun holder with 7 bullets versus a man who has an illegal gun with how much bullets in there? 17 bullets. Now tell me where that makes sense. And I want to know, when these officials come together to conversate and talk about changing laws, who are they talking to? They need to start talking to the street.
You know what I like about them, Avril? When they start to brag about the new law that they just signed into effect, when it have nothing to do with the criminal carrying a gun, all to do with the legal gun holder. That's the stuff that bother me. You understand? For the past 40 years, only one change towards the illegal gun holder. One. Instead of a mandatory 1-year sentence, you get a 5-year mandatory sentence. That's it.
Right. That's it.
Every other change is for the legal gun holder who's not causing no trouble.
So where do you guys come in, Joe? Where are your meetings, and where is the meeting? So tonight the first meeting start, right? And Attorney Hugh Campbell said something, so we're gonna put him to work. We're gonna call the meeting and we're gonna sit one-on-one and we're gonna do some talking here now, because enough with march and protests. We're gonna sit down at the solution table. You heard it here. We're coming at the solution table. Kevin, you with us? We got to get you Campbell there. And since everybody's out now and about and can party and do what they want, we can have our meetings now. So it's time to talk. It's time to talk. The solution table, upper life. That's what we're talking about. So Joe, it's time for you to get some solution. You're a businessman paying your taxes, have a business, and have to worry about your life and the people who comes into your business and what we see going on out here today, man. We need more solution. We got too much problems and nothing is getting solved, but we keep hearing the same talk over and over. So now we're at the solution table.
But I must say, New York City is one city, but take for example Chicago. For the year 2021, they already have 678 murders in Chicago.
Chicago, person.
Most of it is black on black crime.
Chicago is something else.
Yeah,
Beautiful city.
We look at other cities that's predominantly black. I mean, that's what's going on, and we need to address these issues. And I'm saying, we go back to what Kevin said: hit them some stiff sentence, stiff penalty. They will get the message, because the guy who you put in jail with that gun is going to come out 3 years. He's going to come back with and own a gun again. He's going to do the same thing again.
It's too easy to get it done.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you put that guy away for 10 years. His friend don't want to do 10 now. His friend gonna put his gun down.
Of course.
That's where you go. You understand? So what I'm saying is, instead of just harping on these legal gun holders, just address the criminals. There's only one change in 40 years towards the illegal gun holder. That's a mandatory 5-year sentence versus 1-year sentence. And with good behavior, you're out in 3 years. Like Kevin said, 3 years is like nothing. So these guys gotta stop bragging about tough gun law, because your tough gun law does not affect no criminal.
Exactly.
It only affect the legal gun holder. You understand? And you're telling the legal gun holder, you own a store, keep your gun in your store. Only take it to the bank between this time and that time. How is that going to help you? Huh? When you're going home at night, the criminal know you don't have a gun. That's when they're going to get you.
Yeah. You
understand? You're pulling on your shutters. The first murder in 1994 was a guy named Andy Riley. He's a barber to Barnes and 218th Street. Okay? 61 years old. He worked from 7 a.m. to 11 something that night, non-stop, a barber. And when he was closing his store, they robbed him, shot him, and killed him. A little after 12, he passed away. The first murder of 1994. Okay? You have another guy, a postal worker. He worked in the post office when they opened a video store. Okay? He's doing his 7 to 3 at the post office, going to open his video store. So he's working hard, wife pregnant with twins. They came in his store late night, robbed him, shot him, and killed him. Those guys on the streets.
Crazy.
Killing the father.
And now you're seeing it more and more where they're looking for the friends and they go to where the friends is getting haircut and they're shooting up
Thank
in
you.
the barber shop and they
They
don't care
They
about
don't
who
care.
else
They
is
shoot.
sitting down there
They shoot
watching
anyway.
this.
And cameras all over, and they're still shooting.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
They don't care.
So we need
I'm
solutions.
saying to the criminals, like I say, I know a lot of politicians. A lot of politicians know me. They call me, and I ignore them. They email me, I ignore them. I'm saying, listen to what I have to say before I give you $1. I'm not doing it. Listen
Right.
to what I say first. My life is in danger. Help me. I pay 8 taxes. I pay 8 taxes. How many people are they paying 8 taxes? Every small business in New York City pay 8 taxes with no tax abatement, no tax break, like the big corporations. You bring Home Depot, you bring right aid, all those guys in the neighborhood, you get them all this tax break. The small guy don't get no tax break. And you're still not
Yeah.
helping us. You're still
Yeah.
not helping us. I'm just tired. I'm not giving them any more money. I'm done. Listen to me first.
You heard it here on the Avril show at the solution table tonight, and this is what we call it, the solution table. So somebody's going to listen. We come in, we just want to talk, and we just want somebody to listen. So if Black Life Matters, then we're part of that. But we're dealing with solutions, not talking about the problems. The problems are there, and they have been there. So now, help me help you, Joe. Done. That's what
Done.
Josephine Kelly say. Joe, done. She says she's gonna help Joe because she's done too. And I know I can tell you, I hear the problems every day. So this is where we call it the solution table. And we're here. Let's talk and let's find out who is listening. Because if you're listening, we will see a change. And for all those who are up and listening, man, we couldn't have done it without you. But I'm telling you, I want to thank Joe who take his time, looking like his age is making him get younger. But I know it's not about Joe. Somebody's giving him a facial rub and all these things. And he's here, he's a barber, but I know he ain't taking care of his head. Somebody's doing it because you couldn't be sitting on a show and drinking like that. The cup was empty. Then I see the cup fill again. It's because somebody behind there is pouring the drink in that mug. Joe, you're the man.
Still, though I'm bruised in the battle, I stand
It's all about
still
Joe.
and
I don't know
continue
what Joe
to
is doing tonight.
fight. Oh, still.
Joe, we got to do it all over again.
Okay.
And we
All
got to
right.
make
Good night.
sure
Good night.
that this
Anytime.
thing gets done the right way. We all frozen.
All right. Anytime. All right. Okay. Good night.
Good night.
All right. See you next week.
See you next
Same
week.
time, same place. All right.
You notice we're frozen, right?
I'm not frozen.
I like this. I've never seen a show where I
All right.
get frozen until Joe came on the show.
All right. Goodbye.
Look at that. The show is frozen. The one time Joe came on the show, we are frozen. That means we're going to stay.
It's over.
it ended, but it seems like the show ended, but for some apparent reason, it didn't end